Yo, what is up guys, Trickster G here, and in today's video we're going over the most overpowered settings to improve at Call of Duty Black Ops 4 guys. So I do play on a high sensitivity so you move around faster, stuff like that. I'm a fast paced player guys, but we're going to get right into my settings in a second. But before we do go into my settings, if you guys didn't know, I hit level 1000 5 times in this game, so I'm technically level 5000. I recently just reset my stats to level 1000 again. So these settings are what I use to hit level 5000 in this game, aka level 1000 5 times, along with the 400 plus nuclears I do have on this game. And I've always held above a 3 KD. If you guys look to the right hand side, I have a 3.59. But we're going to get right into my settings that we're going to be showing you in today's video. But if you are new, make sure you guys do hit that sub button and drop a like on today's video if you think these settings will help you out. And let me know what you think of them down below. But we're going to get right into the settings guys. So what I have for my sensitivity, I have 1414, which is the highest sensitivity in the game. I've always played on higher sensitivities just because the fact that if someone's shooting you in the back, you can turn around way faster. End up winning that gunfight. I just feel like it's easier when you're on a high sensitivity rather than worrying about being on a slow sense and trying to turn around as fast as possible and kill the enemy. But I feel like a higher sense just gives you, you have a higher chance of winning definitely more gunfights than you would if you were playing on a slow sensitivity. So once again, 1414, aka max sense in the game. ADS sensitivity 4 times, which is the highest in the game also, just because you can aim in and aim out, so you can go from one enemy to the next faster guys. It definitely does help out playing on a higher ADS. It may take time to get used to, so if you guys play on a 1 times or 2 times right now, don't move it all the way up to 4, because that's going to be really hard to learn the control and like how fast it is. You're gonna have to move it up a little bit at a time. So if you're playing on a 1, I'd say move it to like a 1.75, then the next game 2, 2.25, stuff like that, and work it up until you do get to the max, which is 4 times, because 1414 4 times ADS feels so smooth in this game. Controller vibration guys, I do have that on off, just because if your controller vibrates in the middle of a gunfight, it can mess up your aim, and I feel like controller vibration definitely does just throw you off in the middle of games. I have sprint cancels reload, I have that off. Auto mantle I have off because, for example, you're in a gunfight on firing range and you're top wood and you accidentally mantle on one of the pieces of wood in a gunfight, or a window in Nuketown if you're in a window, or downstairs by the table and someone challenges you and you go to jump in a gunfight, and you could automatically like mantle on something in that room, and you could easily end up dying and die off your streak or your nuke streak, whatever you're on. Auto sprint, I have that off just because I feel like if you have auto sprint on, the only time you should is if you have a broken controller and can't run. Because if you have that on and there's a map where you can run out of the map, you could easily run out of the map or off the map easily if you do have auto sprint on. So I would definitely recommend turning that off. My stick layout I have on default, I haven't changed it. My button layout I definitely do and recommend stick and move guys. You jump with your joystick. So normally to jump you would have to move your finger from your joystick to the X button, which obviously you can't keep your aim good when you do that. So to avoid moving your finger during a gunfight, you can just press down on the right joystick, which is your jump button. If you jump a lot like me, I do definitely recommend you guys trying out stick and move. And for my L1 and R2 and L2 and R2, I have it on default. If you're used to playing flip, keep it on flip. If you're used to default, play default. For my graphics guys, I have 80% brightness just because I like to be able to see everything on the map, understand everything going around me. I can see someone if it's a darker map, I can see him running easier, like Hacienda Twilight. I can definitely see an enemy running in that map, but if your brightness is low, it's harder to see your enemies, so I do recommend a 70 to 80 brightness depending on your monitor you are using. If you're playing on a TV, I definitely recommend a higher brightness though, for sure. Colorblind mode I have off, but if you guys want to, you can change it. If you're used to it, just keep it on whatever you have it on. It doesn't really matter. It changes the color. Like for this one, it changes the people that are on your team to purplish blue and your enemies to yellow. And this one changes it to like a purplish blue to yellow, and this one changes it to like a aquish blue as your teammates and red as your enemies, and you as a purple. But the default, obviously you guys know red is enemy. But player name indicator, I have full name on. It's easier to see enemies across the map or farther distance away if they have a long username and you do see their username pop up. Split screen orientation, I have horizontal, and just the original it came on. My safe area, obviously that just depends on your monitor. Obviously it's going to be different, it doesn't really do anything. Just make sure it's set to your monitor. Like mine, you can see the arrows. You wouldn't have the arrows like that on your monitor, so it does fit your whole screen. For audio, I have my master volume at 7, just because I don't like it too loud, but if I'm on stream, I put it to 7. If I'm not playing on stream, I'll put it to 10, because I don't want it to be too loud when I'm streaming, so that's just your personal preference, really, for your master volume. The audio system test, obviously that's not a setting, you can just click it, depends what you change it to. If you're trying to find the right volume, you can change it. like mine's on 7, and then you can click it and then do that. That's what it sounds like. For audio presets, I have Treyarch Mix. Subtitles, I don't have them on, but if you want to, you can have them on. For voice volume, I do have 10. Music volume 10. Team chat voice volume I have on 10. And basically all these I do have maxed out. Multiplayer dialogue I have on, and controller sound I do have on, guys. And that is basically it for my settings. I hope you guys did enjoy today's video. Like I said, I do recommend a high sensitivity. You win more gunfights, but feel free to rewind if you guys did miss anything. But I hope you guys did enjoy today's